Resort and Spa. For your safety, there are 4 emergency exits located on the second floor. The nearest can be found beside the grand stairway. In case of fire or earthquake, security personnel shall escort you going down to the lobby. Should you need medical assistance, the clinic is located on the third floor at room 323. For your convenience, the men's and ladies' rooms are located in front of Ballroom 1. Thank you and have a good day.
Good morning, colleagues. I now formally open the fourth ABAC meeting for 2015. A warm welcome to all of you to Manila. I'm pleased to say that all of us at ABAC Philippines have been so excited to prepare the program for you throughout this week. We really hope that we will set the stage for a productive and successful ABAC meeting, but also hope that your stay here will be an enjoyable one. I would like to acknowledge the presence of Dr. Manny Esguerra, the Philippine APEC senior official, and Raul Salazar Som, Peru. What is that incoming Som chair?
Incoming Som chair is
Quesada, who took time out of CSOM to join us at the plenary meeting. It seems like yesterday when we first held our ABAC meeting, first meeting in Hong Kong. And 10 months later, here we are holding the concluding meeting for 2015. ABAC held its inaugural meeting and dialogue with leaders in Manila 17 years ago. So we have come full circle. In 2015, APEC and ABAC both worked on the theme of inclusive growth. Our priorities are nearly identical, showing that we share an understanding and appreciation of the work that needs to be done to address the pressing economic concerns facing the region. Since the last ABAC meeting, we attended various sectoral ministerials, high policy dialogues, specifically the structural reform SME, transportation, energy, and women, and the economy. I am pleased to report that our contributions have been well received. To mention a few of our outcomes this year, with the support of the Philippine government, ABAC, ITC, PEC, and the Australian Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, we're able to secure agreements to form the Asia-Pacific Services Coalition. The launch of the Regional Services Coalition is expected to foster growth and efficiency in the services sectors. I think it now forms the largest ever services coalition in the region, in the world actually, and we think it's an amazing first step to get the services agenda in the APEC, in APEC. I'd just like to say a special thanks to Kathy Maceda, who really did a lot of work for the Services Coalition formation. So let's give her a big hand. We also want to congratulate the great work that Suzuki-san and JC Pareñas did. Our recommendations and activities pursued through the APFF, the APIP, and the Asia-Pacific Forum on Financial Inclusion, and through the collaboration with the finance ministers process, contributed in a significant way to the design of initiatives under the Cebu Action Plan. And I'd like to say that I'm so grateful, all of us, to Cesar Purisima, the Secretary of Finance, who really welcomed ABAC's recommendations. In response to the recommendation of the private sector to provide a bigger voice to MSMEs in the APEC process, the APEC SME Ministerial Meeting agreed to carry out activities that would support the objective, including the endorsement of the APEC SME Summit by ABAC as a culminating activity under the Philippine APEC year, with a view to mainstream the region's innovation agenda in APEC. We also had the holding of annual SME Ministers CEO dialogue on the margins of SME ministerials, as was done this year, and building a network of MSMEs, incubators, accelerators, and innovation centers in APAC to promote information exchanges, business networking, and capacity building. And for this, I'd like to thank our Secretary of Trade, Greg Domingo, who really embraced the whole agenda that we had for MSMEs inclusion in trade through the Boracay Action Plan and through the Iloilo Action Plan. And I'd also like to make mention of the work that the Asia Pacific Foundation of Canada did to help us, and the ABAC Canada, to push forward this agenda of innovation with the launch of, you will hear later, but the launch of the interactive mapping website that will plot all the incubators around the region. During the SME ministerials, we presented our 3 pillars to internationalize MSMEs, bringing more MSMEs into e-commerce, into global value chains, through inclusive business models, and promoting an ecosystem for innovation within economies and across APEC. We would like to express our thanks as well to everybody who really made all this possible, and to the Asian Institute of Management for this wonderful book that you see here on inclusive business models. So let's give them a big hand, everybody. We have completed the report on the FTAP opportunity with recommendations, and we'd like to thank Juan Raffo and ABAC Peru for the initiative, for taking the initiative on really putting this on center stage. ABAC initiated a parallel Asia-Pacific Food Industry Forum to better enable the food industry to convey priorities and concerns to the APEC Policy Partnership on Food Security, PPFS, by engaging the food industry private sector. And for this, I would like to thank Tony Noel for his completely passionate dedication to making this happen. It was something we talked about for several years, and I think it really took leadership to make this happen, and also to Meng Kit, who really supported his efforts. ABAC has commenced the localization of cross-border e-commerce training for MSMEs to widen its reach. We're also working with partners to develop online CBETs to support MSMEs' access to global markets and internet finance. Of course, you all know that this has been Diane Wang's passionate project, impassioned project. So she's not here today, but we will see her towards the end of this week. ABAC also completed the study with the USC Marshall School of Business, the finding of which will be reported later on today. And I'd like to make mention of Rahana, and having as a leader of this, Rahana Mahmood, for providing such leadership, and to Carl Voigt from the USC Marshall School and all the students. So this one really deserves a big hand, I think. During this meeting, we will seek to wrap up discussions of the 2015 work program and identify issues which need to be carried over to the 2016 agenda. We will prepare for the culminating activity for the year, which is the dialogue with leaders, and endorse the work program for 2016 to be outlined by the incoming ABAC chair. With those brief remarks, I'll be moving shortly to the next item of the agenda. We want to thank the media for being here this morning, and we would like now to excuse them. Thank you.